Lately you saw many eye-catching videos I released with very interesting results when backtesting the TradePro EMA Cross TradingView indicator. Now it's time for me to show you how I find these nice settings. Let's go. As you can see, I just created a new chart in TradingView and I'm going to load the EMA Cross strategy from indicators right here. Before we dive in, please smash that like button to help with the algorithm, as it will cost you only one simple click and I promise you will get a lot of value from this video. Alright, here we go. So I just created a new chart right here, new chart layout in TradingView and loaded the TradePro EMA Cross Indicator from the indicator library. And here are the default results. First and foremost, before I start tweaking the settings, I go in the properties and I choose $1,000 or $2,000 to be more realistic, closer to my equity. And here I will use it from the inputs, but still we can put 100% and the commission right here is 0.04. I use 0.04 for Binance because with BNB you get reduced fees and you end up somewhere around here. Cool. Now, this is the basic. I always like to include my commissions from the get-go because I don't want to have any surprises afterwards. If you don't do that, you might find some interesting results, but after that you see that you forgot to put the commission. And when you do that, your results will shrink a lot and you will not be very happy about that. I can promise you that. All right. So here, the first thing I do on the inputs, I go and set my stop loss and take profit. And lately I used a lot this approach with the stop loss based on the ATR and percentage based because I am using leverage and I do not want to be surprised by a liquidation or something. So most of the time I aim to find strategies with a maximum stop loss of 3%. So this would be the floor I will go with. And here we can play with the ATR, but right now it's not very important. For right now, we can leave this as it is. I just want to make sure that I have 3% right here. The ATR, we can tweak it after we find some good starting point for the EMAs. And here, sometimes I use ATR based, sometimes I used percentage based, but lately I used mostly risk multiplier, which has yielded quite decent results. And in this way, I make sure that I get a higher than 1 risk-reward ratio. Before I go any further, let me very briefly remind you, in case you are not aware how this strategy works. This is a very simple strategy, apparently at least. It's simple on the surface, but the settings are very complex because it has so many of them. But mainly it's based on the crossing of the two EMAs, one fast EMA and one slow EMA. And we have multiple approaches for take profits and stop loss. And in this case, we have checked this to close any position if the EMA crossed the opposite direction while we have an open position. Cool. Now let's put this here. Is the same thing that we set here, but when we check this checkbox right here, it overwrites everything what is in the properties. And that's cool because maybe I want to try to see the results with 2x leverage, for example. But here actually it's risk of equity and I want to use percentage of equity because risk of equity is not very easy to handle by any automation service out there. As always, I'm trying to find settings for 100% of equity. And later on, I will use just a smaller part of my equity, but with leverage. Cool. After I did that, the first thing that I will go to, it is the EMAs, to play with the EMAs. If we have a look here, let me rename this. We have Binance, hot 30 minutes, both, and EMA Cross. Cool. Now it has a name and I know what we work with. Cool. As you can see, we get already quite decent settings right here. Not amazing, but decent. we get profits and the slope is increasing, which is a good start. Now let's get back to business. And I start to increase and decrease this by 5 and see the impact on the results. And I always focus on something, on drawdown and on the percent profitable. These are the most important things. And of course, the profit factor is important as well, but it's a consequence of these two metrics. Cool. So I went too aggressive from 20. Actually, I wanted to type in 25 and see how it goes with 25. Not very good. We go to 15 and see. No. So when I do that, then I try something more extreme like 5 and 35 afterwards. And yes, let's see what is the difference between 20 and 35. So we have 16.5% drawdown. Cool. So we have less drawdown when we use 35. But at the same time, let's see how many trades. We get much less trades, 129. Right now, let's focus purely on the net profit. And after that, we see how can we make the drawdown lower. So let's go to 20. And let's try now, because I know that 15 was not good, 25 was not either good. But I will try to increase by 1 now and see what the difference is here. As we can see, we got a pretty nice bump in the profits and the drawdown went down, which is always nice. We go to 22. Very nice. 23. So we got 100%. Let's see if we go more. No, not very good. Now let's try to go down from 20. 19, not very good. 16. Not very good. So I think the best was 22. Yeah, 22. So far we have 22. Cool. Now let's try to play with the other one. Let's go by 10 here. Let's try 50. Do we get an improvement or not? No. Now let's try with 30. 25, which is... Let's see if I put 20 here. Can you guess what is going to happen when I put 20 here? Please pause the video and think about it and let me a comment below what you think is going to happen right now. Yeah. Not very good. Not very good. So let's try something higher. 60. 150. Let's do something like that. 200. I just tried these random numbers for a while until I land on something. But I remember that 50. Okay, 50 was not very good. 58. Oh, yeah, look here. 58 is actually good. It's lower than 100, what we had before, but the drawdown is down to 10. So the best would be this. I can click on save now to have this. All right. So right now, as you can see, our curve has become smoother and quite consistent. Like we have this incremental growth happening constantly. And we can see here at the end, we have kind of a plateau, but we had the same in this area right here and here. So I guess it's normal. And we have 126 trades. Cool. Let's see if we can do something more with this. How was 30? 35? 40? Was 40? Which was best? Let's try by 1 now. Let's go below 40 and see what happens. I like though that we have more trades, so that's also good because I will put in more filters, and it's good to have more trades. Otherwise we will end up with very few trades, and yeah, the results won't be so relevant. I will try a little bit more before I settle to these values, because I have saved that one and I can just refresh the page and I will reload those values. So let's try with something. I have many configs that work very well with somewhere around 15 and here between 25 and 30. So I will give that a try. 10 is no good. 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. 17. 16 is highest. So we can leave 16. Let's see what happens now. 77. Okay, but you know what? We had 22 if I remember correctly, and the best I had was 57 or something. I'm looking for the one with 10% of drawdown. And let's build on that one. Cool. Actually, I like this result so far. We get just a bit over 10% of drawdown, which is quite decent, and the profit factor is close to 1.5, which is also decent. And we have a win rate of 50%, so quite decent overall. So let's leave it as it is right now. Cool. After I settle with the length of the fast and the slow EMA, now I'm playing with the source of both of them. So let's look if we get any changes. Not good. And I do one by one. Close, which of course we had from the get-go. HLC3 looks decent, but it's not better than close. So we will roll with close, I guess. OHLC4 was also quite decent, and we get more trades. So actually, yeah, I like more the shape of this curve right here with this one. Cool. So I like this better for two reasons, because we get 130 trades and we get here in this area, it looks better. It looks like it still goes up. As we can see from here, you see, this is a very healthy slope of our profits. So I'm always looking for something like this. Now let's tweak the slow EMA source and see if we get any changes. Very bad. Oh, look here. This is interesting. This jumps quite a lot, but at the same time, even if we have this aggressive increase right here, we get this plateau, which is much longer. And I don't like this development right here, because it's over 60 trades. If we look here and here, 100 minus 40, it's almost 60 trades, which is more than 50% from the total. So I don't like this. I prefer the previous one. Even if the net profit is lower, I prefer that, because especially this area right here is closer to the present, right? So right now, if the strategy was shaking, it might just go like this or keep going like that and not go up. So mainly these results right here, the results right here are based on the slope here on the first roughly 42, 43 trades, right? And after that, it went into a plateau. And the drawdown also almost doubled up. Look here, almost 19. So I do not like this. I will prefer to use the close in this case. HL2, HLC3, let's see. Good. And the last one. Okay, now we get the drawdown even lower. We lose 2 trades. Let's see with the close, what was it? 95 and 11%. 130 trades. And this one was higher, but it has less trades. But as we can see, I start to like this slope more and more. So if I go with close, it's flatter right here. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna go with this because we get also profit factor over 1.5. So that's good by itself. Cool. Let me save this for now. Cool. Now let's go back to our take profit and stop loss settings and try to tweak this a little bit and see how our results are changing. Like I said, I like to have 3% right here, but I can go up to 4 if I get very good results. So I'm always trying to see how is this impacting the strategy. I don't see any change. Let's go to 2%, but I see that it goes way lower. 2.7, 2.9, 3, it's okay. 3.1, not very good. 3.3. No, you know what? I'll go back to 3. I think this was the best we had so far, right? 2.9? No, 3. And now let's see with the stop loss multiplier and see if we tweak this one. Let's start with higher values like 3 and see how it impacts. Now let's go back to 1.5. 1 is too small, just 1. Yeah, this is not bad. I really like the drawdown. Let's try to go up by 0.1 increment and see what happens. Nice. 2.1 increased it quite nicely. 2.4, good. 2.6. No, so I think the best was 2.6. Now let's go to 10 and or 8 or 9 and go up. Oh, nice. Nice bump in the profits. 6. I don't like the... Okay, so 6 was giving us a 147 net profit percent. No, let's go to 6. Looks like 6 was the best. And now let's try this again. All right, I think we can roll with this one. And now let's see the take profit risk multiplier. So we have 2. Let's try with 3. Let's see, because as you know already, this strategy must have a much higher take profit than the stop loss. Now let's try 5. Let's see. Oh, I like this. I like where we're heading. Let's give it some room to play. Let's try 10. Cool, but we get very high drawdown. But still, let's try 30. Not 300, 30. Not good. I'm just tweaking until I see it going in the other direction. 20. $320. Okay. 8. 9. Let's go one by one. Oh, it needs more decimals, but I will just type them in. Okay, so I think the best was 7 and 4. 320. No, 5. 6. 338. 6 is actually better. Let's see if we go down. Can we? Okay, I see you. Let's try to go up. 6.2, 6.1, 6.2, 6.3. Just to be sure that when we go that direction, we won't get any increase. 340. Cool. I think 5.8 or 5.9 was the best. Or 5.7. Yeah, 5.9. Now you can either go with this or you can keep this lower if you go with a lower take profit, like 2 or something like that. So you either go with this or 1.5 as it was from the beginning, and you will get a much lower drawdown. It's up to you. For me, I will go with 5.9 for now at least. Cool. Now, after I did all these changes, it's not done. It's not done yet, guys. This takes few hours. To find a good config, it takes few hours. It's not so easy. I promise you, it's not easy at all. But it's nice. I like to do this. I don't know how are you, but I like it. If you're not like me and you don't like to do that, you are more than welcome to join my Patreon and you will be rewarded with some settings once in a while. Thank you for your support. Now, like I was saying, we go back to the basics. We go back to this and see if we can tweak them further to get the drawdown lower. Okay, let's try with something close to 25. Like I said, I think this, oh, look here, but the drawdown is up a lot. Let's try with the standard ones and see if we get any difference. No, I will just undo this and leave it as it is for now. I think I changed the take profit. 5.9 was it, right? Let's leave this for now. Cool. Now, there are other things that actually we should try, and one is, for example, the EMA filter. And let's see if this can have an impact. I go by 100 when using this. We get better result, but I don't like how this ends right here. It looks like we're heading for a fall, and I don't like that. I don't like to fall. 600. And there is something that I really don't like, this filter right here. In this case, not always, sometimes I'm using it, but lately actually I found out that it was not very useful, not all the time. And look at the number of the trades. We get much less trades, and the variation was also higher. So let's leave it as it is for now. Let's see, we have this setting right here. Close position if EMA crosses the opposite direction. When? Always. Let's see if we try in loss. If we do that when we are in loss and in profit. No. So it's better to have it always. And now the next important settings that might give us a bump is this right here. Close position early if prices crosses EMA. And I would like to do this and use an exponential moving average. And let's try to go high. Okay. Let's go by this. Let's go by 1. I think this is maximum. Yeah. And now let's see this. Open, high, low. Oh, okay, cool. Almost 500. HL2. HLC3. And the last one, OHLC4. No. So I think low was the best. I think these are quite decent results. And this is a snapshot of my approach to find good settings with the TradePro EMA Cross Indicator. I think there is quite decent information in this video, and if you take this approach when you are looking for settings, you will end up with good settings more often than not. Now, I plan to get this even one step further. And what do I mean by that? Is to tweak the more advanced features of the indicator. I do not know how these results are for you, but for me, they are not small feat. Are quite decent. Drawdown a little bit high, but still close to 20. And the net profit, it's quite high. It's almost 5x, right? So quite decent. And the profit factor as well, over 1.5, close to 2, right? But now, here is something even crazier. Here are the actual results I got after tweaking further the script. I will make a follow-up video with these advanced features that I used and how I use them to get these results, which are a whopping almost 3 times more in net profit than the one I just finished. And the drawdown, it's under 13%, which is indeed even nicer. So if you want to learn how I'm using these more advanced features to get these insane results, you are welcome to join my Patreon, and you will get access to this video. And after that, you can apply the same on your own. Now, if you cannot afford to become a patron, that's perfectly fine, no problem. You still have this video as a very good starting point, and at the same time, as a reward for being patient and watching the entire video, I will give you access to these settings so you can just copy them. All you need to do is to leave me a comment here on YouTube, and afterwards send me a direct message on Discord from the TradePro Discord server. I hope this was useful and it will help you to get further in your crypto journey. Thank you for watching and see you next time.